Good morning, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. Today is Tuesday, the 12th? Nope, the 13th of May. Do I know what day it is? Not always. 2025, and the moon is in Sag. The moon moved into Sag early this morning. I think it was 4:32 a.m. here on the east coast of the U.S. So in a way, we leave the intensity of the Scorpio full moon behind us. Of course, it's still resonating. It is a moon associated with illumination. And I guess we can decide or ponder what was illuminated to us. Certainly there was illuminations in the political world, as there always seems to be. Unusual things, not always surprising, but certainly happening. Now that the moon is in Sag, we have a little bit more of a fiery, emotional disposition. Sagittarius is no shrinking violet. Not that Scorpio is either, but Scorpio will hit you and you may not know it, but Sag will hit you and you'll know it, and you'll know where it came. You'll know where the arrow came from. Not that Sagittarius is particularly yes, that was Charlie running around like a nut. Not that Sagittarius is particularly aggressive. It's much more of a philosophical moon. It's much more of a moon that wants to maybe teach a lesson or learn a lesson. But it doesn't hold back. It is a truth teller. And for those of you who have Sagittarius moons or are Sagittarius or maybe have Mercury in Sagittarius, understand that, sometimes as a Sag, you open your mouth and not everybody appreciates the wisdom that pours forth. So there could be some of that today. We do have a conjunction today of Ceres and Saturn. Ceres in the mythology, Ceres is a minor planet. She's the largest asteroid in the asteroid belt. She was originally, she's a minor planet. She used to be an asteroid. She got promoted at the same time that Pluto got demoted to a minor planet. And so in a way, the astronomers sort of even things out between those two archetypes. And there's a very, well-known mythological story about Ceres, the goddess of the grain, and Pluto, the goddess of the underworld, when Pluto kidnapped Persephone. And Ceres, in her grief, brought famine to the world. Now, there is famine in the world, and Saturn and Ceres is coming together in the last degrees of Pisces, because Saturn is at the last degree of Pisces. Now, Saturn is at this last degree of Pisces and moves into Aries on the 24th. That's next week of May. But we'll come back to Pisces at the end of the year, and then move back into Aries and not come back into Aries for another 30 years. Chances are, I don't know if I'll see it at 63 now, but it does bring around memories and issues from the past, the 90s, actually, 95, 96, I believe. And, but when I talk about, that's Saturn, that's when Saturn was last in Pisces. But the thing about Ceres and Saturn is the archetype of the father, or the authoritative parent, and Ceres is the nurturer. She is the goddess of the grain. She rules agriculture, and she's sort of the mother goddess that feeds us. And so they come together at the last degree of Pisces. And so things around mother, father, you might be reminiscing about your parents. Last week, my mother lived with us for 17 years, and she passed away in 2022, the end of 2022, at 102.3. Got to put that point 0.3 in there. She would want that, being 4 planets in Leo. But we've been slowly, very slowly, renovating the room that she used to sleep in. And yesterday, or the other day, I finally went in there and took all her clothes that I hadn't donated already, and pulled them out of the closet. And so it's sort of that kind of thing where it's like, okay, I'm ready to let go of these things now. And they were her dresses. They were all beautiful. My mother was a snazzy dresser. And it was one of her prides, her hair and her dress and how nice she looked. So to have to let go of all these pretty, kind of outdated but still beautiful dresses, figuring that somebody would want to wear a beautiful dress and will be blessed that it was once Angie's, the star of the show, very often. So I found myself doing that, and then of course always reminiscing about my dad, who passed away 21 years ago on the 10th of May. So this May time is a time of endings and beginnings for me. And this is a time of endings and beginnings as Saturn moves through the last degrees of Pisces, the last sign of the Zodiac. So you may find yourself reminiscing. Hi, birds. They're very noisy. Can you hear me? Ha! Well, they're talking about the coming dawn. There it is, the coming dawn through the trees. Have yourself a great day. Much love to you all. I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Namaste.